What's up guys, so in this video I'm going to be doing a top 10 best titans of 2024. A lot of people asked for this after I did my top 10 robots, so here you guys go. Hey guys, did you know that you can still use my promo code on the War Robots web shop? All you have to do is when you're buying something, go up to the supporter creator thing and type in the code Wolfblood7. This gives me a little bit of commission on the item and helps to support the channel. You can also leave me a personalized message, which I didn't know they'd added. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Okay, so number 10 we have the Sirius Titan, one of the Titans I've played the least, to be honest. This is gameplay from a random game where I tested it with the equalizers. This has like no level modules or anything. It came out with the Bugatti weapons and that was meant to be the meta build for it, but it never really was meta, so it wasn't really a very popular Titan. However, a lot of free-to-play players ended up with it because they put it on a leaderboard so you could get it easily. It can still hold off some Titans with the Ruiner weapons, and as you can see, it's keeping this Mauler at bay with the equalizers. But yeah, it's not really going to be able to do anything if that Mauler had come over and attacked me, so that's why it's number 10 on this list. I know a lot of people run it and say it does well, so honestly good for them if they can actually make it work. Usually when I see them, it goes down to 1 Dux ability or 1.5 regulator clips. So there we go, the Sirius Titan, number 10. Okay, so in the number 9 spot, we have the Newton. This thing in its prime was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Apologies for the clip here, it's not really the best, but I didn't really want to include the Fulgur Tonans because everyone's already seen that. The Newton can still be used today. Speaking of the Fulgur Tonans, they actually still work relatively well, but the 12-second reload kind of killed them. I still see Newtons on Yamantau map, destroying people. Funnily enough, they usually target the Maulers and Duxes, so they can actually still do a decent job of at least delaying them getting to spawn. I used to love playing this thing back in the day, but yeah, the nerf to the weapons kind of finished it off. It's not really a brawler Titan, I just got really lucky with this clip here. It's another one of those Titans that these days would just go down to 1 Dux ability, and I have actually one-shotted these before with my regulator Ravager, so yeah, there we go, we have the Newton at number 9. Okay, so at number 8 we have the Eiffel. This thing was meta for so long, it was the same period of time the Curie hadn't been nerfed for 7 months. This thing didn't get nerfed for 7 months either, and oh my god, they were everywhere. I ran this thing for quite a long time. Even when the Bedwear Titan came out at first, this thing was still better, but obviously they have since then nerfed it to the ground, so it gets way less health when it's in flight, meaning it can get shot out of flight by a Dux, and yeah, they nerfed the aimbot guns that came with it, so it's pretty awful. I think the aimbot guns got the more worse nerf because you can't even run out of ammo. They fire so slowly and they're just useless now. I can't just not include the Eiffel in this list though, because this thing ruled Champion League for at least half of 2024. I used to always do that thing where you dash as you land so you can boost away from the enemy. It actually took players a while to actually pick that up and use it. But anyway, guys, there we go. We have the Eiffel at number 8. Alright, so number 7, we have the Rook Titan. One of my favorite ever Titans to play. I'm kind of glad to see that this thing's still going as of today. Pretty much the story with the Rook is slap the newest meta weapons on it and it'll still do you just fine. Thanks to the module rework, this thing ended up getting way more tanky, so that's why a lot of people are still using it in Champion League. I think there's a few more in Champion League than before the rework, so yeah, the module rework was definitely a W for this thing. It can kind of compete with Maulers, but really not to that extent. It is still really good at brawling. I heard that there was a rumor that it was bugged, but I didn't really look into it enough to see what the bug actually was because I had not noticed anything in Champion League. But yeah, this thing, it was an absolutely like game-breaking Titan when it came out because it was the first ever Titan that could heal as rapidly as they all do now. But yeah, it's not uncommon to see a few of these in Champion League, so there we go guys, the Rook at number 7. Okay, so in the number 6 spot, we have the Indra. This thing's starting to become, much like the Ravana, the free-to-play Titan. If you win one of these from the Super Chest, it's just meant to be. You better just level it and get going, because this thing is still actually really strong, and I think the module rework helped to make it stronger. It's the Transcendence effect that really carries this thing. If a Dux is shooting at you, just go into Transcendence and you can escape. The lasso can heal you as well. It can also hit people in stealth and, like, latch onto them. It has really good health, and it's also relatively easy to get weapons for it. Shotguns are good. Pretty much any of the shotguns. The Bugatti weapons are still good. The Argon and Oxyal work, the Anguisher and Ruiner. So pretty much anything can work for the Indra. And then, as you can see, you can negate everyone's attacks with the Transcendence and then just kill them. Absolutely broken when it came out. It's still never been nerfed, I don't think, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But yeah, this was one of my favorite Titans to run back in the day. And it's nice to see that I can still maintain at least the number 6 spot. Okay, so at number 5, we have the Bedwear Titan. This thing absolutely broke the game when it came out. Well, more so the weapons. And this is what triggered them to say, oh, these weapons have a bug. But in reality, they were just overpowered. This also triggered the Titan Charge nerf and the Mothership nerf because people were just dropping in with these straight away and getting 30 million damage games. Them nerfing all that stuff nerfed this thing indirectly, but I don't think they ever directly nerfed it. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But yeah, it's still good today. The shield can actually do a lot against Maulers. I personally haven't been able to win against Maulers in this thing, but a lot of people have told me they have. The module rework made it way more tanky, so that's why it's so high up on this list, because it is really hard to kill. If you get one charged up, the ducks can actually struggle to kill it sometimes. As I said, I don't run it a lot, but yeah, I can't lie, I forgot how broken it was in its prime just by when I had to select the gameplay for this video. It was so broken. It was genuinely crazy. But there we go, guys. We have the Bedwear Titan at number 5. Okay, so at number 4, we have the Berserkleer Titan. Now, I'm going to be honest, this thing was a little bit underwhelming when it came out. The Vindicator weapons were okay, but they didn't really do enough damage against the tankier Titans, so I ended up switching out from them and using Flames instead. Then when the module rework hit, this thing instantly shot up to being meta again. They added a Titan nuclear amplifier, which was massive, and it made a lot of other builds a lot more viable in Champion League, like this glaive build for the Berserkleer. You'll see in a second this thing deleting a maxed out Mauler. This also indirectly buffed the Vindicators as well, because now that you could charge them up, they can actually do crazy damage, and the same with the bow as well. So, yeah, the Berserkleer, it almost was a flop, but yeah, they kind of rescued it with the module rework. But yeah, guys, there we go. We're just about to kill this Mauler, but we have the Berserkleer Titan at number 4. Okay, so we're down to the top 3 now, and kicking it off, we have the Luchador. This gameplay is from one of my craziest ever games recorded when I tested out the flames on this thing. The Luchador is the best tank the game has ever seen, and despite being 3 years old, it still whoops in Champion League. I think it's been nerfed a few times, but it can still fight off against the newest meta releases easily. Like, this thing doesn't even care. The amount of health you can stack up with one of these is broken. Our ducks can even struggle to kill a Luchador if it's not charged up enough. And yeah, if you have the shotguns on it, the Anguisher and Ruiner, all these flames, even though they got nerfed, they're still really good. The Luchador can tank an absolute ton of damage. I haven't tested it since the module rework, but I really think I should, because they seem to have gotten a ton stronger since then. I bet the amount of defense points you could stack up with one of these now is absolutely crazy. And I'm pretty sure you can buy the regular one for platinum now. So this is definitely probably the best Titan investment you could have in the game right now. That is why the Luchador is number 3 on this list. Okay, so in our number 2 spot, we have the brand new Devourer Titan. This thing, don't get me wrong, it has unmatched firepower, but it certainly has its weaknesses for a meta Titan. This thing will beat any Titan in a 1v1, but that's the main thing. It has to be a 1v1. If you get teamed on by 2 or more Titans, it's basically GG's, because the link thing only seems to heal you from the damage that the guy you're linking to is doing to you. If you get pressed by like 3 Maulers, I'm sorry, but there's just nothing you can do. Plus, if the enemy has QR, you go down literally like a Muramet. I'm not even exaggerating there. A Dux with QR can kill you instantly. A Condor, 1.5 flights, you're done, maybe. Yeah, you can get charged up and do insane damage, but lacking repair amplifiers, I think, is one of the main weaknesses of this Titan. It is really strong, but it's relatively balanced compared to previous meta releases. It does take a bit of practice to kind of master playing it. But yeah, it's fun to play if you have it nonetheless. So that's why it's number 2 on this list. And it's pretty obvious what other Titan can beat this thing. Okay, so obviously the top Titan in 2024 is by far the Mauler. This Titan literally has it all. It has the Ochikochi's corrosion ability, meaning it can heal up its crazy health. It has Titan repair amplifiers, meaning that you can get crazy defense points once they charge. And it has broken shotguns that can pretty much one-clip anyone. They did nerf the shotguns, but they're still overpowered. And yeah, as I said, this thing, everyone has them in Champion League, so they always team up on the Devourers and get them killed eventually. I do think it is inevitable that a nerf is going to be coming very soon for this thing, just judging by the amount of people that have them now. It's possible, but a Dux can kill it. It just takes a very long time, and a lot of the time, if the Mauler's charged up too much, it's not even possible. So, yeah, the Mauler's, its health coupled with its insane defense and firepower easily makes this thing the best Titan in 2024. Look at this thing. It literally cannot die. After all the fighting that I'm doing in this clip, we're still at full health. It's broken. Something tells me that a year from now, this thing won't even be on the list, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this list, with the Mauler being our top 1 winner of 2024. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this tier list. As always, let me know in the comments your thoughts about it, if you agree or disagree. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.